Hey guys, how you doing? So, sometimes you need something, but you don't know you need it. So you're going to get a document or you're going to get something, and then they ask you for something, and you're like, I don't know I need this.
Don't make me flipping trip here.
So today I'm gonna go through 5 things you don't know you need until you need it. And this is another series in Migrating to Canada. Welcome, my name is Amir from the Social Engineer channel. Let's go.
Another one.
So guys, today we're going to talk about migrating to Canada part 7, and in this video we'll speak about 5 things you don't know you need until you actually need it, right? So let's go. 1. Driving history letter. And this comes from your licensing office back in your home country. It must be addressed to the Transport Commissioner and the Ministry of Transportation in Canada. The address is here, so you can take it. And why do you need this? Well, you need this essentially to skip a step in the driving license process. Typically, when you do your knowledge and written tests, that's your G1 test, and then you move to G2. And with the G2, you would actually need to drive under an experienced driver for a year before you move to a full G license. So this driving history is very important because it allows you to go from G1 straight to a G license. And well, it must include the date your first was licensed, your license expiry date, the class of your license, that the license was valid for a relevant period of time, and it must be dated and valid for 6 months, which means that the letter, you should get it like as one of the last things you do before you arrive in Canada, so that way you have a long validity to get your, or a long enough validity of 6 months to get your official Ontario license. And it must be written in an official letterhead. So what you do is you go into the license office. In my case, I went into Caroni licensing office in Trinidad, and I wrote a letter asking them for my driving history, and I put all these details here and told them to include that in the letter. This letter could take about a month or more to get, so it's something you need to time and make sure you get it in time before you leave. And it's very, very useful because you see, you need to prove that you have more than 2 years of driving history. So your license and information back home would help a lot with that. Let's go moving on. 2. Newcomer packages from the banks. Again, you should probably do your research here and see who is offering the best newcomer packages, because you want to see who giving you the most value. Example, like no fees on your accounts at all. That actually is something very important, because you might be coming here without a job, and you wouldn't want your savings to be being drawn down with fees that you really don't need to have. So these are some of the type of things. Another one advantage here of contacting them is actually to open an account before you come here, so you could start sending money and building your Forex, your Canadian Forex here in the company, and also to start your credit card application process, where you can get a credit card as soon as you arrive here, so you could start building your credit history, which you will need to take loans and mortgages here in Canada in the future. So this one is important as well to do. Number 3, letter from car insurance company. So when you're ending your insurance home and you're leaving, you want to ask for a letter or your claim letter, and have a letter from them with your insurance history. So as mentioned in previous videos, car insurance is expensive. The transport system is top tier, but convenience is important as well. So it depends on where you're working. It might be easier to take a bus or a train to work. However, if you want to visit various places around Ontario, not everywhere is accessible via bus and train. And even if it is, it might have a lengthy delay. Example, you might actually have to go into Toronto first to get the rail or the train to go any direction you want to go. So it is important here as well to get your license or have the access to a license to drive. And then with insurance is already expensive. So get your insurance company to write your insurance history and get a no claim letter from them. And this can help with getting discounts on your car insurance. 3. There are certain apps here that Canadian insurance company uses to track your driving history on your phone, and then you could use it for discounts. It's called UBI program. No, I did not do it. I didn't go through this because I guess I was busy and I lost track of it. But it's something you can look into, and while you're driving, you just put on the app and it records your data while you're driving, even before you come here. So they have an idea of what kind of driver you are, that you're not always speeding, that you're driving safely, and this as well helps with discounts. So that's something to look into. A bonus one as well is there are programs when you actually arrive in Canada, approved driving classes that you can take, and this gives you about 5 to 15% discount. So I could always tell you a little bit more about these. So if you have any questions on those, you could email me or drop me a comment and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. So moving on here, number 4, again important, letter from your landlord, tenant history letter. So you'll be coming here and nobody will essentially know you. So it's important to, bring proof that you was actually a good tenant if you plan to rent. And then you could use that letter and that reference to show that you rent for X amount of years and they didn't have any problems with you. So you get a signed letter from your landlord mentioning your rental history, including items like you paying on time and no damage to property. And this will make it easier for you to get lease agreements, and you get rental confidence from your landlord. So that's another important one. And last but not least, proof of address. Now, when you come here, as you saw in my document checklist, there's a number of things you need to apply for, and for these applications you would need a proof of address. Now you might be saying, how are you going to get that? So I think the best and the easiest way is to get it from your bank. So the first thing you should do, like I say, you should be liaising with your banks prior to arriving, and then you arrange with them to, as soon as you reach, you go in for a visit. And then once you're going for a visit and you have your account set up, you can allow them to post an account statement for you. And when you get that account statement, it could be used as proof of address. Now, proof of address here, it must be something that comes in the mail. So you cannot print out an e-statement or anything that didn't come through the Canada Post. So that is why it's a little difficult. So the easiest, and what I did is I went into the bank, I set up my accounts, and I got them to send an account statement in the mail, and I used this for all my applications of all these different service things that you need. So, like I said, open a bank account ASAP and let them mail an account statement that you can use as proof of address from Canada Post. And if you get a lease agreement, before you can get this account statement, you can also use this as proof of address. So, this is something that I didn't know I need until I actually needed it. So something to keep in mind. And that's it for today. I hope you found this helpful. If you could think of anything else that you need or that comes to mind, click in the comment section below and let me know. I'll take your questions there as well or via my email. So thanks again for listening. Bye.